to welcome in the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of North Carolina, Dan Forest. How you doing this morning, sir?
I am doing well, Casey. I hope you are.
I am, and in the world of lieutenant governors, you're probably doing better than some. So, you know, as far
well, I'm doing great, man.
Yeah.
Everything's awesome in this world. So yeah, I have no complaints today. Still plenty of time left, but
yeah,
no complaints so far.
We were chatting off the air about the State of the Union there, and one of the things I asked you, and I just kind of want to hit on that and then go over some of the focal points. I didn't think it was going to be anything more than a passive mention, just because there was the border security is such. It's an issue with a countdown clock right now of 10 days, supposedly. And I think the president made it a focal point to the point of contorting Nancy Pelosi in her chair back there to be very blunt with the issues surrounding the bill that was passed in New York, signed by Cuomo, and the bill in Virginia having to do with a late term. I don't even know if late term's a strong enough word for this. All portions of the term abortion bill. Were you surprised that he made that such a focal point?
No, I'm really not. I'm happy that he did. He has been the strongest president we've ever had, at least to my knowledge, on the pro-life issue. Well, since it's really been an issue, I guess I'd say. And so he's been firm. He's been, to the pro-life, the March for Life or Walk for Life, whatever they call it. He's done those things year after year, and he's always been strong. So this is, as we talked about last week, I think this is, the most egregious thing that I've ever seen happen in America. Where the Democrats are standing up applauding and cheering for a baby that can be murdered 1 second before it's born. You can kill it in the womb, and that's just about the most horrible atrocity that I can imagine out there. So it doesn't surprise me that he stood up and stood strong on that.
Yeah, and I try to follow the back and forth because you know how it is especially when it's pundits doing it or politicians doing it to each other. You get into a very succinct war of words, right? Where you have proponents of the bill saying, "Well, look, this is about horrible disfigurement or things that are going to impact the health substantially." But then it's not.
Yeah,
no.
The reality is not.
Yeah, and then you leave out the part where you can have a doctor who's talking about mental portion of it, which is It is an expansion. Now, Governor Cuomo up in New York, right after Trump said that, said something along the lines of he's trying to roll back Roe v. Wade. There is some legal nuance over what they say is a reaffirmation in this bill of how long or how late in the term of the pregnancy that could be carried out. But it's my understanding that when the Supreme Court addressed that, it was more along the lines of there's a 50-50 chance mom's going to die, or it was in an accident and losing so much blood, mom's going to die. How is that not an expansion?
They're just, they are completely fearless on this issue now. It used to be, what was their term? It would be, abortion was going to be rare and safe and legal or whatever.
Right.
They don't care about that at all. They've thrown all those things out the window. They've even thrown the pro-choice moniker out the window. It's not about choice. I mean, the question's always been, hey, what's the choice? There hadn't been a choice with them. It's just one way. But no, I mean, there's health care has improved drastically even since Roe v. Wade. It's rare that the health of the mother is in danger. When it is, then doctors take those precautions, and it's rare that the health of the baby is in danger in these kind of situations too. And so, they took everything, all limits off. Basically, if the mother's having a bad day and it doesn't feel like having that baby up at the very last second right before it's born, they can kill it. And it's a brutal, horrible death. And, the Democrats love to point to science and talk about science and, how science proves everything. Well, science has definitely proven that the baby feels pain very early in its development. And so this is horrific. Inject poison into the baby's brain, and then it just dies horribly during that time, and then you rip it apart to get it out of the womb. It's a brutal, violent procedure, and Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. Those Democrats who may be pro-life or don't believe in the extreme case of what New York did in Congress, they should stand up and say something about this.
Well, actually, I'm gonna take issue with what you said, because when you say Democrats, I don't even think that's fair, because when you look at polling over this would have the numbers are so high in opposition that there would have to be a collection of Democrats that don't agree with this. I mean, we're talking 70.
Yeah. I'm just speaking of the ones in Congress right now.
No. I know. I just want to clarify and get that
sitting
number
on their
out there.
hands last night. Yeah, last night they're sitting on their hands and acting like, what the president's saying is horrible, and that's just too bad.